Comica are a well-known brand for content creator gear like microphones and portable mixers that can connect to cameras, but now they've released the LinkFlex AD5 audio interface, and in this video we're going to check out 5 features that might make this the ultimate portable audio interface for musicians and content creators, because there are some really cool features packed into this thing. So let's check it out. So first, let's look at record mode and broadcast mode. So record mode is the way that most audio interfaces connect to computers. This one here is a stereo audio interface, so it has 2 inputs, and you can record input 1 separate from input 2 if you wanted to. If you were in a DAW software, you could record your voice on input 1 and then plug a guitar into input 2 and record those on 2 separate tracks. That's the way a typical audio interface works. Now this one has broadcast mode or stream mode. And what that does is it makes it a mono interface. So whatever you have plugged into input 1 is going to come out of both speakers. And this is where it comes in handy. So I'm going to record in Audacity here, and I'm recording to a stereo track. Hit record. Right now I'm in stream mode or broadcast mode. You can see my voice is coming through both sides, both speakers. Now, if I put this into record mode, it's just a push of a button there. You can see now I'm only coming through the left speaker because I'm plugged into input 1 and all you're hearing is left audio. And this is a huge problem. I'm going to switch it back now. This is a huge problem that people encounter when they're recording in programs like Audacity or streaming through OBS, Discord, Skype, all of those programs. I see the question come up all the time. Why am I only coming through the left side? And there are fixes within those programs, but if you want a quick fix by just pushing a button, that's all you have to do with the Comica AD5. You push the button, you can be in record mode. So if you're a musician, you can have that flexibility of recording to 2 separate tracks. Or if you want to stream, you press it again, put it into stream mode, and we're coming out of both speakers. Super easy. And now the second feature that I want to talk about is the loopback mode. And again, this is enabled by the push of a button. So I'll just push the loopback mode button. Loopback mode is enabled. And what this allows us to do is record or stream the audio that we're playing on our computer. Maybe you want to capture audio from a YouTube video or some streaming service. Any audio that you play on your computer and it comes through this can be recorded or blended in with your stream. So I'm going to show you, I have my DAW software open. And again, like I said, this can be anything from a browser or whatever you want. I'm going to play this and loopback mode is enabled. I'll start playing this. Going to open up my Audacity. And you can see it's playing that audio that is coming through my waveform. Now I'm going to disable loopback. Loopback is disabled, and you can still see that I'm talking in there, but no more music is being played, but it's still being played on my computer. So I'm going to stop that because it's really loud in my headphones and I'm probably yelling. So that's one part of the loopback feature. Now let's take it a step further. And this is really cool right here. All right, so I have my iPad right here, and I can connect this with a cable that the Comica AD5 actually came with. It's a TRRS cable. So I can connect that into the headphone jack. I have that connected in there. And now I'm going to enable loopback mode again. All right, so loopback mode is enabled. Now watch what happens when I play music through this, and I'm going to record into Audacity again. So here I am recording in Audacity. I'm going to play some music on my iPad. Here I go. I'm ready to take on the world. And this is the loopback mode. So I'm just going to stop that again. And on the back of the AD5, which I'll show you here, there's a connector for phones or iPads, that sort of thing. Anything that needs the TRRS cables, which is typically your phones or iPads, you can connect that into there, and we can now record into our iPad through this and record into our software from this. So I'll show you in here how we can record into it. All right, so I have the voice memo app open here. I'm just going to record into it, and you can see I'm recording my voice from the audio interface into here, and I didn't need to connect a USB cable or anything like that, just this TRRS cable that actually comes with the audio interface. So that is extremely cool. All right, so now the third feature is that the Comica AD5 is battery powered. So typically, if you want to connect an audio interface to your iPad or tablet or phone, you need a powered USB hub. And that can be annoying if you want to take your stuff on the go and record somewhere in the wild and you don't want to take a powered USB cable with you. This is actually battery powered. And you can connect it to your iPad. You're still going to need that camera kit adapter for your iPad to connect it that way, but it can connect through USB. And it actually comes with two USB cables that are USB-C because it connects on the back with USB-C. But then on the other end, it can be either the typical normal USB or USB-C. The thing comes with two of those cables, and you can charge this because there's a separate port on the back for charging it. So you can charge it through a portable charger while you're using this with your iPad. And you can also charge the iPad through that portable charger if it's capable of doing that. It's a very versatile and portable audio interface, which is excellent for content creators or even musicians on the go. And now the fourth feature is the LCD screen that's on here, which is very cool. It shows you everything. All right, so you can see there's a bit of a glare on there, so you can't really see how crystal clear this screen is because of that glare, but it is crystal clear. It's nice and bright, and you can see everything on there that you need to see. You can see if phantom power is turned on, if you have it in instrument mode. You can see if you're in streaming mode or recording mode. You can see if loopback's enabled, the denoise feature, and you'll also notice along the bottom there's some effects in there. So you have EQ and reverb. Let's test those out. And we just press this effects button. And now we're on the reverb side right now. So this is a room reverb. Switch it over to stage reverb. So this is stage reverb. This is the hall reverb. We press it again and they're off. Now, if we hold down effects, it switches it over to the EQ side. So we'll press that again. We're on the deep voice. So this is the deep EQ setting. Now this is the natural EQ setting. And this is the bright EQ setting. So you have these nice preset EQ settings that you can use for streaming, and you don't have to spend hours setting it up. You just push the button, find the one you like. Maybe the reverbs are nice on your guitar or something like that, or maybe you just like the reverb on your voice. Now, the fifth feature that I want to talk about is that you can connect this to multiple devices. And I'm not talking about just through that TRRS cable. There's actually two USB outs on there. So there's a USB port for charging, and then there's another USB port that you can connect it to your computer, and then there's another USB port where you can connect it to another computer or to an iPad or a tablet or a laptop or whatever it is you want to connect it to through USB. You can do that. So theoretically, you can have this connected to three things at the same time, because you could have it connected through the two USB to two separate computers and also to your iPad or iPhone or whatever phone or tablet you might have with this. And that makes this thing so flexible, especially if you're doing content creation in the field and maybe you want some redundancy recording to two computers. Plus, you might want to record to a laptop, or maybe you need to have somebody else monitoring on a separate system. You can do all that with this. They've really thought things through with it. So those were the 5 main features that kind of make this thing really stand out. Now, here's some features that are typical for audio interfaces, but they are worth a mention. And the first one is the mic preamps on this have 65 decibels of gain, which is quite a bit for a small form factor audio interface. That's very nice. It records at 48 kilohertz in 24-bit, which is your DVD quality. It's a very nice quality audio interface sound-wise, which is what you want the audio interface for. Another really cool feature that isn't typical on audio interfaces is this denoise feature. So I have it enabled right now. I'm going to disable it. All right, denoise is disabled, and just listen to the room sound. There, I just enabled it and everything went silent again. I have a fan on for my lights, the computer fan here, and another fan over there. So it is a little noisy. What I hear in my headphones is a lot of noise in there. But when I press that denoise, it takes that all away. And one thing I noticed is when I clap, you don't hear the clapping in there either. So loud sounds like that, it's going to block out. If you're a streamer, that is excellent. Another great feature on here is that you have 2 headphone outputs. So you have a headphone output on the front and a headphone output on the back. And that can be great for listening through one set. And maybe you want to connect the other one to a camera or some sort of monitoring gear. You can do that. In addition to, it does have your left and right monitor outputs on there for speakers that you might want to connect it to as well. It has a direct monitor button. So if you want to monitor what's going into the audio interface before it actually hits your computer, you can turn on direct monitor and you're hearing exactly what's going into the audio interface. You turn that off and you're hearing it after it goes into the audio interface and then into the computer and back out again. Also on here, you have a mute button. So you press that and it quickly mutes your inputs. And if you're a streamer and you need to go take care of some business, you press that and you go do your thing. Nobody's going to hear what you're doing. Come back, press it again, and you're unmuted. Very easy. Now check out some of the best free software to go with this audio interface by clicking the video on the screen. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. Also, subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. Thank you so much for watching. For Audio Tech TV, I'm Zane. Keep creating. Fist bump. Thumbs up.